Very first, the term that we are going to discuss in the class today is rhythm. So the term rhythm refers to a movement that recurs at a regular interval of a time, and English has what we call a stress times rhythm, which means that these stressed syllables come at approximately equal intervals of time, regardless of the number of inter intervening unstressed syllables. Like, so we can take a sentence like, a change of air would you do good. A change sentence is, a change of air would do you good, right? So the stressed syllables are marked with sign, and basically through sign you can identify that where is the stressed syllable and where is the stress in the sentence. So then the stress syllables are marked with the sign and the symbol and placed before them. So here we have 8 syllables in this sentence. A change of air would do you good, right? So and of which like 4 are stressed, and they come at equal intervals of time. So we have a rhythm pattern consisting of unstressed syllables and stressed syllables coming alternatively. Okay, so the sentence, as I have narrated the sentence like, a change of air would do you good. So you represent an unstressed levels, and I, here, and that is the kind of stress levels you find it here. So this kind of rhythm is quite common in poetry, and is called iambic pentameter, right? So in this actually sentence, or A is here on the A we have a unstressed labels, and change, on change like we have a you know this you know stress labels. This is how, like, you have total 8 syllables. You 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Like, and at, like, of, you also have unstressed syllables that followed by air, at air stress syllables, and then would also says like come up with the stress unstressed syllables, and then do is followed by with the stress syllables, and then again you is followed by unstressed, and then good is also followed by stressed syllables, right? So this is how, like, this is the stressed pattern in this sentence. So, my dear students, meter, as I told you, like, meter is the term used to indicate the number of stressed syllables that form the beats, like that means feet, and the arrangement of stressed and unstressed syllables in each line of a poem. So, we say the line given that we discussed, if it happens to be a line of poetry, has 4 beats or 4 feet. So if we have a pattern in which one weak or unstressed syllable is followed by one strong stressed syllables, we call it iambic meter, right? I repeat, I repeat again. If we have a pattern in which one weak stressed, one weak means unstressed syllable is followed by one, another, like one strong or stressed syllable, we call it iambic meter. So most English poetry is written in this meter, and one has to understand and appreciate the metrical pattern in order to appreciate and enjoy poetry, right? And a good deal of special sound effect aimed at by writers, especially by poets, because these patterns, these meters and rhythmic patterns are followed by poets or in poetry. So, like, that depends on such patterns of rhythm. Okay. And like guys, so that was the thing. And next thing that I would like to discuss over here with you is another device, that is rhyme. Okay, so rhyme is a term used for similarity of sounds in final syllables or syllable of two or more lines of words. And for two lines to rhyme, the last stressed sounds, vowel sound, and all the sound effect after it must be the same, right? So rhythm is frequently used at the end of line of poetry for particular effect. And like first point, the recurrence of the same sequence of sound has a pleasing effect because it fulfills the reader's expectancy. Second, it also marks the end of the line. Thirdly, by adopting a particular rhyme scheme in a stanza, the poet can bind the lines together and thus achieve unity in this way, right? So, nursery rhymes actually appeals to us and are too easy to remember because they have rhyme. So children memorize them easily and love to recite them. So mostly, lyrics, songs, and ballads use rhyme. Okay. Like for example, I would like to quote over here a line from Coleridge's famous, the poem, "The Rime of the Ancient Mariner." The line goes like this: He holds him with his glittering eye. The wedding guest stood still and listened like 3 years child. The mariner has his will. So uh, this first line, the end of the first line, like I, rhymes with child, and second line still rhymes with will. Okay, so this is how like the rhyming goes. Okay, and then my dear students, next little device that I'm going to discuss is alliteration. Alliteration is also very important, and you must know, being the student of literature. Alliteration is a term, actually, this term, alliteration, refers to the appearance of the same consonant sound or sound at the beginning of two or more words that are next to or close to each other, right? So basically, we look at the appearance of the consonant sound. Okay, so if you consonant sound keeps appearing again and again when it sounds in the beginning, or or two or more words are seen in the line next to it, like then it is like felt that it is a alliteration. For example, the fair breeze blew, the white foam flew, the furrow followed free. We hear the first that we burst into that silent sea. So this is also, the line. These are the lines taken from the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner by Coleridge. Right? So here you can see in these lines that the sound F occurs at the beginning of fair, form, flew, followed free and first. So this, repetition of the sound, this F sound, this which is already the consonant, letter and consonant sound. So that this sound makes this stanza or this line alliterative. And the sound B is also here, like B occurs at the interval or at the beginning of breeze, blew, and burst. And again, like we have a another consonant sound W occurs at the beginning of white, V, and were. And S sound is also occurring at the beginning of silent and C. So now you see, my dear students, that this is how alliteration is located in the sentence. Okay, so uh, next. the device that I'm going to discuss is assonance. Assonance is a term that refers to similarity in the way words sound, especially the vowel sound in them, right? So as like we used to focus on, or we focused on, consonant sound in alliteration. So here we focus on, you know, vowel sound in assonance, like, Warnwex and Wormwex. So here, like example, I would like to give you another example, like, and the May month flaps its glad green leaves like wings. Okay, so here you easily can, I just repeat the line once again for you for your better understanding. So this line is taken from Thomas Hardy's poem. And the May month flaps its glad green leaves like wings. So you can notice the sound A in a sound, right? A sound is here in flaps and glad, and sound, this I in the green long E sound and in the leaves. So this, like, flap A sound and this long E sound is, given in this green and the leaves. So that makes this, sentence an example of assonance. Okay. Next term that I'm taking is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia, this as this language as a, guys, imitative or suggestive aspect. So when we form words that are like natural sounds, so that, this is called onomatopoeia. Like cuckoo sound, right? The word cuckoo is used to name the bird that makes that sound. So notice the use of onomatopoeia uh, in the lines that I'm going to, narrate for you, and it should be remembered, however, that there is no fixed or one-to-one correspondence between natural sound and the word that a language uses for them. And as a matter of fact, different languages, or like, speakers of different languages, hear natural sound differently and represent them, through words differently. So while for speaker of English, birds chirp, as a word, like, chirping, uh, is a word. Another language might represent the sound made by birds differently. So it might be useful to think of, how your own language, how your own language has words suggestive of sounds made by animals, birds, right? In contrast to those in English, right? So that is why, like like in an example, uh, like it is said, like, I never realized till a morning or two ago how much certain sounds meant to me. And it happened when I awoke only to find it still darker outside. I was about to reach for timepiece by my bed when I heard the birds twittering and chirping outside. It was then that I realized that winter was slowly coming on and days were shortening, but it was weak. Yes, yes. So in the line, actually, in this line, twittering and chirping, these are, onomatopoeic sound. Okay. So it was then that I realized that the winter was slowly coming on and the days were shortening, but it was waking time nevertheless. After all, those bird sounds are my daily cue for hopping out of bed. The other sound that means too much to me in the morning is the swish, that is the sound of newspaper being moved under the door. So, the day it happens late or does happen at all, find me in a very foul mood. So these kind of, sounds are, called onomatopoeic sound, that may be related to anything or animals also, or a bird, right? So chirping sound and snakes hissing sound is also onomatopoeic sound. I hope this is clear to you, my dear students. Okay, are you guys listening listening to me carefully? You should say yes or no. Just I'm sorry, unmute your mic and say, because I'm recording this lecture for you, and I'm going to upload this lecture on my YouTube channel. So later also you can download it, or you directly can listen to this lecture to maintain your better command on this topic, right? So this topic of little devices and is very very important, guys. And I'm going to guys talk about certain keywords over here for you. Like, once again, would like to repeat alliteration. Alliteration is the appearance of the same sound, or maybe more than one sound at the beginning of two or more words that are next to or close to each other, right? Like furrow followed free. So here the consonant sound like F is being repeated again and again in this phrase. Furrow followed free, right? Similarly, I'm sorry. In assonance, the sound alike of words, especially the vowels of words, is there. Like in born and form. So born and form, you can feel the O sound, like O sound is being repeated. So this repetition of consonant sound is, I'm sorry, this vowel sound O is making this sentence an example of assonance. Then, my dear students, couplet. Couplet means like two lines of poetry, one followed the other, that are usually of equal length and end in the same sound. That is called couplet. Then iambic. Iambic, what is iambic? Iambic is like having the meter in which one unstressed syllable is followed by one stressed syllable. Okay, so example like in the word away, you know, away, right? Okay, so this is how like you have to take it like. Yes, some messages are coming. Let me just read that. Okay, couplet. Once again, okay, just a moment. Yes, couplet is a two lines of poetry. So means in a stanza, you when you have a two you when you have a two lines, right? So one is following the other, that are usually of equal length. Okay, that has to be of equal length and end in the same sound. That is called couplet. Okay. Then, guys, next is meter. What is meter? Meter is the arrangement of words in poetry on the basis of stressed and unstressed syllables. Right? That is called meter. Again, onomatopoeic sound. Like, this is a formation of words that are like natural sounds, like cuckoo sound, snakes hissing sound, the birds chirping sound, that makes that the sound is called onomatopoeic sound. Next, rhyme. I would like to repeat rhyme, though I have told you. Rhyme, that is the use of words that end with the same sound, including the last vowels or consonants after it, like bold and cold. So they these last sound actually rhymes with one another. That is called rhyme. And rhythm is the rhythm is like the quality of happening at regular period of time. For example, like stress syllable in English comes at the come at approximately equal intervals of time. And then stanza. What is stanza? Stanza is a group of lines, usually in a repeating patterns, forming a division of a poem. Actually, you can say that stanza. And syllable. Syllable is a word or a part of a word. You know. That may be a complete word or a part of a word, like unit of a word, which contains a vowel sound, or that may be, contains vowel sound or a consonant acting as a vowel. Okay, there has to be, you know a consonant also, but that should act as, vowel. Like better has two vowel. Better as a word, like it has two syllables. I'm sorry, two syllables, right? So that is syllable. And then, like, guys, this is, this is actually, pronounced like vowel. Okay, it is not. We do not say correct pronunciation is vowel. We do not say like vowel, right? Generally, the spelling is like, VOWEL, but we pronounce it as vowel. Okay, so don't get confused with this, pronunciation. That is the correct pronunciation, because we should know the correct pronunciation also. Okay, and trochoic, that is, having the meter in which one stressed syllable is followed by one unstressed syllable, right? That is, trochoic. Then, my dear students, that is all for, like, I guess, like, for the class. And if you now have any question, anything, any doubt, you can ask. Just a moment.